Hello everybody, I am the Linkzilla, and welcome back to Doom Eternal. Well, I got some bad news, folks, because based on the amount of levels that we basically have, those that include Slayer Gates, it's not possible that I have all 6 Slayer Gate Empyrean keys. I don't know how I basically lost count the way that I did. I mean, basically, I don't know. Did I think that... I must have basically confused 2 Slayer Gates for basically doing... Like, I must have confused doing the same Slayer Gate twice for doing 2 different ones, but... Anyway, it's not all that disappointing. It means I've got 1 more Slayer Gate to do. Unfortunately, I have a feeling it's not going to be in this level, because I have a feeling that Dig Grav is going to send something our way, so this is going to be a level that's going to have a boss fight. Anyway, let's get to it. Sentinel Prime. Looks like we're going to see some more Cyber Mancubus again. Hi, boys. Daddy's home. Aw, man, I should have went back to the green suit. Did they say Hail Doomslayer? So they still exist? They're still alive? Here?
Welcome home, Great Slayer.
Maker Angel?
Alert the priest.
You know, I'm sorry, but even if these beings look like they're made out of white porcelain and gold, the fact that they all have sharp teeth, that should be a dead giveaway about how trustworthy they are. Guys, I mean, seriously. Sharp teeth are literally like a dead giveaway as to how trustworthy a person is. I mean, you take Christopher Walken in The Headless Horseman. Wait, the Sleepy Hollow movie. You honestly think that he's a kind of reasonable guy? So, this is Sentinel Prime. It looks like it's basically falling to ruin, so really wondering what those guards in there are being paid for to just stand around. That's either a section that's been corrupted by hell, or maybe that's where the cosmic spear penetrated the planet. Although I have a feeling that if it was, we'd still see the spire. Unless somehow we managed to mine down the spire for resources. Sentinel Prime. The story of the Sentinels. This ancient arena is a holy place for the people of Argent D'Nur, constructed in the earliest days of their history. This Colosseum served as a proving ground for trial by combat. So I guess certain things are just universal constants, right? Historical records indicate that the Argenta did not jail their own kind. Rather, prisoners and criminals were granted the right to earn their chance at regaining honor through victory in the arena. I demand trial by combat! So, I guess that's official. Tyrion Lannister is an Argenta Sentinel. Those who succeeded were given a place to fight in the front lines of the Sentinel army, to die in service of Argent D'Nur. I saved you. I saved you all. And this is how you repay me? I wish I was the monster you think I am. This traditional use of the arena has subsided since the assimilation with the Dark Realm. So, Argenta has been absorbed by hell. The corrupted priests now allow more violent exchanges, with armed captives pitted against demons for sport. The priests of the Order of seriously, Samuel said it right at the end of the last episode. Continue to hold undisputed power on Argent D'Nur. Spilling the blood of the Argent Ascended class will result in the transgressor's banishment. Asylum among the Argenta will be denied to anyone who do not adhere to the rules of engagement. So let me see if I got this straight. Spilling the blood of the Argent Ascended class will result in banishment. So that's what Novik claimed, huh? You guys do realize that you're basically choosing to throw in your lot with hell, right? Is it just because you think hell is going to win? You guys should know better. It's me. Seriously. Anyways, I feel kind of bad for John, because this means that once we do what we came here to do, he's going to be banished from Argent Denor. Or Argent, like, from Sentinel Prime. From Argenta, basically. Elevator. I like this. It's clearly different from the ones that we saw at the UAC facility. It looks like it's made out of stone and mixed in with some kind of metal. Flashback. He's being carried. This must be when they found him. The priests.
We found him in the valley, just outside the castle walls. He was badly wounded and wearing this.
Oh.
Guts. Huge guts. Kill them. Must kill them all.
That's the berserk
He
talking.
has fight in him yet.
In spite of his injuries.
Send him to the arena. Let him be judged like the others.
We just heard him talk. I just love how the Doom comic, even though it wasn't all that good, has basically become ingrained in basically the lore of the Doom franchise. Guts. Huge guts. The history of the Sentinels. It's me. That's the armor that he was wearing at the end of Doom 64. You see, you remember how I said in Doom 2016 that it felt like the story surrounding the Doomslayer, it made it feel like Evil Dead 3, the Army of the Dead? Yeah. Or Army of Evil, whatever it's called. I legitimately can't remember, but the plot of that movie is, at the end of Evil Dead 2, they banish the evil by opening up a time portal, and yet they can't close it, and Ash gets sucked into the time portal and ends up back in medieval Europe, where the Deadites are basically attacking, like, these two warring factions. And Army of Darkness, that's what it's called. So basically, in Army of Darkness, that picks up at the end of that movie, he's basically captured and treated as a prisoner, and because they don't know who he is or where he came from, and basically, because he ends up proving himself as like a competent warrior with futuristic weapons and whatnot, they realize that he must be the chosen one who has come to destroy the Deadites or banish the evil or whatever. This is exactly the same, and the classic helmet, the classic design. I just love being right. I love being right about these things. I'm gonna enjoy this. Translation from the Ligra Sultagena. In the time of King Novik, as the Argenta secured peace and safety through dimensions across time and space, an outlander came to us. He was not of our world, and spoke an ugly tongue. Well, I mean, I'm used to cursing. What can I say? How he first took step upon our land was unknown. Sentinel scouts had found the Outlander bloodied, clawed, and near death, mumbling of impending doom and the forces of darkness. The scent of blood followed him, and the gore that stained his armor seemed not entirely his own. By our gentle law, the stranger would be judged in the Colosseum, where he would be given the chance of all who stray from the path to fight for his freedom. So, let me get this straight. You guys find a stranger who is bloodied and beaten, covered in wounds, but also covered in blood that's clearly not his own, making the claim that some kind of evil dark force is coming, indicating that he was fighting for his life. And instead of basically healing this guy up and getting him, like, all stitched up and whatnot, to hopefully calmly ask him what he might be talking about and if it's going to affect you, you guys literally decide to immediately throw him into an arena and make him fight for his life again. Now, don't get me wrong. I know who we're talking about here, but this is honestly stupid. I mean, why is it you're saying that he, like, the chance of all who stray from the path? How do you guys know he strayed from the path? What evidence do you guys have? Oh god. I just basically took a look at my YouTube recommended section, and I have a feeling that I just got a major spoiler. And if I did, I'm going to be pissed off. Like, seriously pissed off. We knew not of this stranger. His mind seemed crippled with rage. He dressed in attire not suited for our lands, and carried munition of arcane origin. We watched as his will overcame his injuries, and in the blood arena he proved his worth. The Outlander's technique was crude and brutal, but the determination in his charge echoed that of any true-born sentinel. His war cry echoed through the Colosseum, as did the sound of his fury. Oh my god, I was literally about to say it. And the guards cheered his banner. "Rip and tear!" they shouted, as the beast pushed beyond mortal wounds and certain death. My god. I was literally about to say it ironically, as in, that seemed most logical that he would say it, but the fact that he actually did say it, because you guys know, like, basically Doom 2016 popularized it and cemented it as part of the lore, but Doom 2016 is not the origin of the rip and tear saying. Like I said about the line about huge guts, and why I was so pissed off that the UAC spokeswoman, aka Con Maker in human form, yep, that line, as well as rip and tear, they both come from the comics. So, I just love it. Rip and tear. Guts. Huge guts. I'm a man and a half. I need a gun. I need a big gun. Chain gun. Pretty big gun, but not big enough. Need bigger gun. Berserk. Wearing off. Feelings of invincibility fading. Ah, the chainsaw, the great communicator. He would be gifted no rank, no title. The survivors in the arena were provided only one reward: the right to earn an honorable death while spreading the blessings of the Maker to those in need. Fuck you guys! Seriously! I thought that basically I showed up here to pull your asses out of the fire, and yet you throw me to the fucking dogs! Fuck you guys! The Outlander's determination was witnessed, his ravings documented, and through the word of the Order of Diag, the Con Maker had him brought before her. She set her minions to learning his tongue, for with his ugly words he spoke of lands unseen, creatures born of fire, and a dark place unknown to the queen and her caste. Yet another opportunity to expand the gift of the makers to those in need. It's my fault. All of this is my fault. Are you friggin' kidding me right now, game? Seriously, for those of you who aren't keeping track, it seemed like they were getting at with this is the idea that, well, the Doomslayer, John, Doom Guy, whatever you want to call him, it seemed that he was the one who clued both the Sentinels and the Con Makers to the existence of hell. Or at least, Con Maker, the Makers, So, maybe the Makers weren't always entirely evil. Maybe, much like with the UAC back on Earth, the Makers just thought that they basically needed to spread their message to the denizens of hell. And now, this current Con Maker that we've got overseeing the show, she basically has been corrupted by the forces of hell and believes that is trying to use it as a potential energy source to expand her own power and her own will. Okay, what are my challenges for this mission? No challenges. That's disconcerting. Demonic corruption. It looks like the only thing that I can do with this level is fight a boss. Eliminate Dig Grave.
I offer you a great powerful one. A sign of truce.
Too late, Godmama. Seriously. I call a lot of people Mama on this channel, don't I? See, there's Dragon Mom, and actually that's the only thing that I can really think of. If y'all are so advanced, how come you're still using a knife and chisel? And by chisel, well, I'm using a very loose term because that's clearly a dagger. You're gonna break that. Like, a dagger does not make for a good chisel. Calling my weapons arcane. Pfft. Just 'cause y'all have energy swords. And after hearing how they treated me when I first got here, I honestly don't give a fuck about being banished. I go where I want. This looks like the interior of the Fortress of Doom. History of the Sentinels, Part 5. Oh, holy hell. And look, it's the classic look of the Barons. And looks like they've got a pain elementals coming in. And gargoyles. Translation from the Ligra Sultigena. On the eve of the Black Star, the Dark Ones came from a world beneath our own, though not through ship, nor ephemeral vessel, but through the fabric of dimensions. Damn. Out of a swirling, fiery gates came horned beasts from a timeless realm. See? I'm right again. Hell is timeless. First one, then many crashing waves of evil swelled from the obsidian forest of the Argentian overlands. The Alorum clans from the eastern mountains fell first to the black hordes of devils, and the city of Tolorum was slung under the weight of their charge. We Sentinels rose to meet the beasts, with spear in hand, the might of the Holy Fleet striking back at the demons, but the dark gates from whence they came gave birth still to even greater hordes. A line of blood was drawn with the fallen of both sides, and the unholy wars began as the time of darkness came upon us. Gee, if only we had some mysterious stranger who was quite brutal in his methods, who could somehow lead the charge against these fiends. A guy that we said we would give no rank or reward to, but would one day come to know as Sir. I really wish that I could draw in this style. I really dig, basically, how they make this stuff look like it's from an ancient book. I love it. Furnace. Didn't know that I could pick that up, but if it contributed to the blood punch. Hot tub. Who am I kidding? This is probably some kind of forge. Yep. Axes. I bet these are considered arcane ever since the makers showed up. They probably just have these lying around as antiques.
I know of what you have left behind. Go back to it then. Leave this crusade. You cannot save them. They have asked me for this, and so I give it to them. If you let the priest live, then I will return to you what the demons took from you so long ago.
Liar!
You need only turn back, and it will be yours again. All the pain you carry will be gone.
This isn't just about Daisy, woman. How much you want to bet that, like, the game is hinting that all of this is caused because of the rabbit? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a hilarious motivation, but for me, I like to imagine that there's something bigger, but that motivates the Doom guy. And that's basically why in the Doom audio drama, John is going to have a family. Not a wife and kids, but he does have a sister, and a niece and a nephew. He cares about them more than anything. History of the Sentinels, Part 6. Oh, 7, sorry. But then where's Part 6? It looks like they're training him. Is it just me, or is there an aura around his head? And hey look, it's Valen. The Khan Maker demanded a tithe of the essence, and driven by her desire, the priests submitted themselves to her will. The Order of the Dieg took counsel with the king, speaking only of the spoiled lands, sure to be found through the cleft in creation, and the opportunity to purge the new invaders from Argent Denur. We took the war to their cursed land, pressing through the gates of wizardry. But in order to do that, we needed someone who knew that terrain, someone who could lead us into the very heart of this invasion and help us stab it. There was one among us who seemed to know the true nature of these foul demons. It was the Outlander, the stranger who had come to us from places unknown, he who had survived in the front lines far longer than any Sentinel-born prisoner had before. His passion for battle against the vile horde was evident, his lust for their destruction matching our own, though Argent Denur remained a foreign land to him. We gotta admit, we started to admire this guy. His fervor caught the attention of inquisitors of the Sentinel Guard, some whispering of a suspected allegiance he held in secret with the demons. Silencing the critics, King Novik deemed him worthy of selection. The signifiers brought a commission to our king, and it was decided that he be lifted from the common rabble. Though no arena-born prisoner had ever been granted the honor, the Night Sentinels broke tradition and deemed the Outlander worthy of training. A number of disciples grumbled and chafed at the barbarian present in their ranks. But in the war with the demons, all opportunities for even the slightest advantage was to be considered, and as they witnessed the stranger spar with their hall masters, they found him an undying, unrelenting compatriot. This man was an outsider, friend to none, yet he rose each time he was thrown to the dirt of the circle. Battered and bruised, his brow stained with blood, he rose with grim determination for the chance to face his enemies in armed combat once again. Time passed, as the stranger was instructed in the codified matrices of their order, the ancient lessons of battle and brotherhood taught to all sentinels. He could sense the opportunity before him. Soon, all of hell would feel his wrath again. Satisfied that he would not be a detriment to their prowess, the Night Sentinels granted him his wish, as they ventured through the hell gates with the stranger in tow. They knew no rest, fighting in the unnatural elements and training under the blood moon of night. The stranger suffered exhaustion, wounds, and sickness, but asked for no aid, and was offered none. 3 times the Night Sentinels ventured into the gate and back, and upon every return, the stranger strode more capable than before, his gait locked in step with the march of the sentinels, a disciplined and now controlled lust for demon blood ever present. The passing of years and innumerous battles with the devils indentured the stranger to Argenta's mightiest warriors, and no longer did they condescend to him as a new-blooded conscript, for to them he had become a brother in arms, forged in war, an ally, and a weapon. He is our best defense against them. And I guess this is part 6 then. An imp. Seriously? Is like the whole Da Vinci Man thing, is this like a universal concept? History of the Night Sentinels Part 6. Unlike the enemies of the past, we could not contain the demons emergent from the Dark Realm. Their weaponry was not conjured from machined steel, but from the essence of their very being, a dark magic not known to us in our many conquests. Had we grown overconfident, our victories serving to dull our blade as we drank in the glory of our expanding empire? Yes, you did. You would be surprised that success can be just as much a detriment as failure. At least from failure you learn something. Lost, we knew not of how to prevail against this foe. The Maker God stood perplexed, and our engineers and priests scrambled to find the advantage in battle we so desperately needed. Unknown to the enemy, we were pushed to the brink of defeat, and our God stood with us as we worked to find the answer. You know, I just had a thought. If the Makers are the ones that are basically like, if the Makers favored the Sentinels of Argenta so much because they were so impressed with the things that they did, maybe the reason that the Con Maker has gone all evil is because she's now impressed with the success of the demons and thinks that they make for better chosen people. The Order of the Diag were the first to unlock the mystery of these foul creatures. The priests were able to capture several of the beasts and set about to identify the source of their power. It was then that the essence of the Dark Realm was discovered. Not wholly unlike our own, This power was the life essence that flowed through their twisted form and powered their attacks. It could be harnessed into power our own weapons, giving the Argenta the chance to combat the demons on even footing. The priests believed that with even greater knowledge of the essence, we could discover its source and cut it off from the demons to strangle their armies from within, allowing us to regain the advantage we required for victory on the battlefield. The Khan Maker gave blessings to our majesty and directed the priests to delve deeper into the mysteries of the scarlet elixir from the demonic realm, for she sought only to return balance to our universe. Proper assimilation was required, as hell stood beyond her influence. Scarlet elixir? You probably shouldn't drink that. Like, who knows what could be in there? Tetanus? The herp? Yeah, you probably got the herp now. Oh, who am I kidding? You got worse. Basically speaking, like Scarlet Elixir, the only thing that really flows red in hell, well, you guys figure that one out. But hell stood beyond her influence, so of course, must assimilate, must control everything, must spread word. After great effort, the priests discovered more than they had ever hoped for. They learned of the true nature of the demonic energy and how it could strengthen those skilled enough to harness its power. The energy coursing through the malformed bodies of our relentless enemies could be used to end life or enhance it. The power to heal, to mend, immortality, knowledge, and enlightened faculties beyond our understanding. With the demon's life force in the skilled hands of the sentinel priests and under the righteous gaze of the Khan Maker, our people would not only rise to victory over the unholy horde that clawed at our walls, we would move to a higher plateau of existence, ushering in a new era of military science and industrial healing. No sentinel would grow sick. No maker would need to suffer the transfiguration that they so feared. All would be risen. None could ever oppose our peaceful ways and threaten our world again. True balance over hell and its legions, over space and time, in this world and all others, we would dictate the order. United with the Makers, we would find peace eternal. Too bad someone felt threatened by that. So yeah, this idea that hell energy, basically the power that powers the demons in the hands of humans, could basically make them better, stronger, faster, immortal, power to heal. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's almost like I had all this stuff planned out. From now on, I'm going to follow the breadcrumbs as they appear. Oh, great. If that was a secret, I have no idea what it unlocked. Unless... 20. Yeah.
I pity the humans. I do. Theirs is a hard role to play. But I too have a world to save. Without their souls, there can be no hell energy, and the Argent will cease to flow. I cannot allow this to happen. You will not stand in the way of Erdak's progress. This is how it has always been done. It is not for you to deny us our chance at prosperity.
It is not for you to decide who gets to live and who gets to die, just so that you can live comfortably. So, I was right. Argent energy is made from souls, and I have a feeling that that is why the con maker basically is doing all this. History of the Sentinels, Part 8. The con maker. Hell Knights and Imps. As we warred with the beasts, the Argenta society grew. Really? Usually in wartime, populations tend to dwindle. It's after the war is over that they have a boom, so to speak. Under the watchful eye of the Makers, and through the endless power of the Essence, while our generals were consumed with the unholy war, our culture was marked by the beautiful potion the enemy had provided us. The sweet elixir. Is that what's basically the blue potion that I've been drinking for the last 20 years or so? It brought us immeasurable capacity, empowered us to reach farther into dimensions once thought to be beyond our grasp. Under the direction of our maker gods and the engineering of our high priests, our weapons blazed and our war machine stormed. The throngs of the populace drank deeply from the well of energy unveiled by the priests, but we of the Night Sentinels took no part in their abundance. Some among us whispered accusations and warnings against this manner of progress, but they were quelled, as it was not our role to dictate the future of our people, only to defend it. However, at the center of these whispers, there was always him, the Outlander. He seemed to be the one most cautious and most suspicious of the Makers. Oh, I just love all this exposition dump that I'm getting. It's honestly making the game feel about 20 pounds lighter. Yep. It would be weird if, like, basically, like, after what's going to happen, if these would be the last time I would get suit tokens. Which would be a shame, because basically, like, I'm pretty sure that there's only, like, 14 tokens left for me to find. Man, I'm doing a lot of reading. Story of the Sentinels, Part 9. There he is, the Slayer. And that, back there, that's the Titan. This is where you start calling me Sir. As the Black Star ascended to its zenith, King Novik sat restless on his throne as a howling darkness began to assemble just beyond the mountain rise to the east. The blight came upon us in droves, flooding forth from the Hell Gate with merciless fury. They brought with them a monstrous titan, the Dreadnought, a beast to rival the stature and menace of even the mightiest ancestral. The grotesque giant laid waste to all before him, crushing all in his path. This was a total demonic assault, striking at the heart of Argent Denur as never before. How was it that this behemoth could pass through the demonic gate without warning? We would never know, though the Night Sentinels believed treason was at play. Caught off guard, the Sentinels scrambled late in defiance of the Titan and his horde, and with his coming of the holy city of Tarasnabad. Yep, Tarasnabad was a city. And with his coming, the holy city of Tarasnabad prepared for judgment. With the onslaught of the demons masked in the sprawling shadow of the abhorrent fiend, the city shook to its foundation. None were spared, save those that fled north. The vile swarm ransacked our temples and palaces, burning our towers and feasting on the souls of our clergy. Yet the night sentinels rallied and held fast against the demons, though they were pushed back and corralled at the blood arena. As the dark of night descended, their swords remained potent and shreds the enemy multitude with abandon. Amidst the unyielding ranks of the sentinels, when all other apprentices had fallen in battle, there he stood, the Outlander. "Rip and tear!" he roared, ferocious in battle. The remaining conscripts of the arena stood in awe as they witnessed the beast who had once raged within their very cells, now armored alongside the shoulders of his sentinel brethren. He had risen where none other had before, a true-born sentinel fighter, but the very best among them. Our forces rallied, and we charged into battle behind him. But though the swarm fell before their assault, the Titan remained invincible, for none could tame the behemoth alone. Or so we thought. Seriously, I ended up losing $50 on this. In the hours before the dawn, as the night sentinels weathered the relentless assault, the Outlander held his ground at the foot of the Great Wall in the northern bend of the castle. Seeing his unending vigor, Samur, Chancellor to the Mother God, hurried the Outlander away under veil of secrecy, and for reason unknown, submitted him to a rite untold. This was heresy, for Samur received no consent from the Khan Maker, nor did he receive her counsel. In the chapel of purity, the Outlander submitted himself to the divinity machine. Oh no. No! There, Samur Maker. I was just about to say, Samur might be the Seraphim. And it turns out, he is. There, Samur Maker, the Seraphim, known to us only as the aid to the Mother God, blessed the Outlander with fierce speed and power to match his will. It was the method by which this transfusion took place that was most uncertain to us, for we were of the knowledge that the Maker device bestowed unto the Argenta so many generations ago was to be used by the priests only to find the impurity among us. How could it be that the device was meant to cull the sentinel breed of its contaminants, could then be used to purify the Outlander's body and give rise to the one who would lead us into battle henceforth? What rose from the holy coffin on that fateful day was not the impure abomination the Covenant warned us of. The hero within would come to be known only as the Great Slayer, the Time Walker, the warrior Khan, whose fire sword would blaze forth a path for the just and cut through the demonic horde with a vengeance that only a God King could summon. That's right, bitch. I'm your kami. He rose, unbroken by the ritual, his eyes burning with Maker magic. Invulnerability sphere. He took the crucible in his hands, and wraith fire leaped forth from the blade, as only it will when held by a true sentinel warrior king! In our darkest hour, the Slayer had been chosen, defying tradition, our most sacred laws, and the will of the Great Khan herself. A stranger to our lands had been blessed with celestial might. Basara, Basara, Deshi, Deshi. God King. I like that. Hey, Dork Norkum, who's the king now? I bet Daisy's somewhere down there.
I cannot stand by and watch as you put our future at risk. Earth will be consumed, and the energy will continue to flow. It is your people's survival against mine.
And that means that you stand against me. And you might be a god, but we both know who's going to win. Degrav, the betrayer. Well, he's not the betrayer, but still. The priests did betray the Sentinels. They threw their lot in with hell. Wow. Out of all the priests, he actually looked the most human. But I don't get it. I'm pretty sure in the flashback he looked like this. Degrav remains the most powerful of the Hell Priests amongst the people of Argent Denor, frequently visiting his ancient homeworld to lord over the populace. Arrogant and pompous, Grav calls for blood sport in the arena to entertain the fallen citizens of Sentinel Prime. One moment. Since the demonic invasion of Earth began, he has operated on the planet's surface along with his fellow Hell Priests to direct Hell's forces, but after the death of Diagnilox and Digranok, he has fled to the safety of the arena. Safety. Right. It was Degrav who facilitated the torment and eventual betrayal of Sentinel Commander Valen, taking the keys to the Sepulchre of the Elements, and opening the vault of the sleeping wraiths. The ancient creatures were abducted, transported to hell, and tortured to siphon away their power. He used the heart of Valen's son to animate the Icon of Sin. Yep, I'm right again. A titan still spoken of in legend throughout Argent Denor. So, the Icon isn't technically Valen's son, it's just basically the power source that the demon is using. Just like Romero. Oh, are you finally going to throw something at me? I thought you guys said that you didn't jail your prisoners. Hey, Pinks. I wonder. Nope. I have a feeling that these are just models. Well, gotta do a slow, dramatic walk, Morty. Can't walk slow. They're berserk. There must be a totem nearby. Well, I unlocked fast travel, in a level where I've basically done nothing except read a series of books. This is probably the most simple and straightforward episode that we've done so far, and I love it. Gladiator. Uh-oh. Am I about to get a sneak preview of the competition? Someone to size up. Whoa. He kind of looks familiar. Like the classic design. Yeah. This looks like what the Barons used to look like. Nice. In the years following the end of the Golden Age, competing factions of Argent Denor turned against one another. An insidious influence had beset itself upon the Sentinel people, corrupting its once sacred traditions. The Colosseum, once a place of honorable combat where prisoners of the Argenta were tested for the right to fight in the front lines of their army, has since become a place of blood sport. In violation of Sentinel law, the priests have encaged a demon there, a merciless executioner used to enact judgment but of their own decree. The Gladiator, wielding an accursed shield which entombs the tormented soul of his undying master, remains undefeated in battle, infamous for the many lives it has claimed. That ends today. So you guys know how I basically said that this is drawing cues from the Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3? Yeah. In that movie, they basically throw Ash into a pit where he's basically attacked by a pair of Deadite zombies. Now, you would think that a society that's fighting against the Deadites wouldn't be keeping one of them just lying around in the basement, but it turns out they've got two. Look at all these codex entries. Holy Pathway, Altar, Training Hall, Dungeons. Right. Let's go kill something. Hello, boys. Though it is kind of a shame what's about to happen.
And
You'll make a fine addition to the front lines, stranger.
the demons, they are everywhere. Must kill them all.
Dress his wounds and bring him to us. I want to know more about the others he speaks of.
Yes, Your Grace. If Sentinel holy blood is spilled on these grounds, you will lose all sovereignty here.
Vega, we need to talk. Shield. Well, I have a feeling that this portion of the game was directed by Ridley Scott, so call me Russell Crowe. Gladiator. When the shield's eyes flash green, the gladiator is about to attack. Shoot him when its eyes are green to stagger him and create an opening. Okay, I'd just like to basically point out another moment of video game logic. If Doomguy kills the priest here, then he'll lose all sovereignty. But, hear me out, since Vega seems to be able to just open up portals back to the Doom Fortress at will, why not just grab the guy, jump through a portal with him, anywhere else besides Sentinel Prime and kill him there? Huh? Think about it. I mean, seriously, you had the opportunity to kill all three at once, but this is just stupid. Oh, so you work like the Berserkers from Doom 3, huh? Unbelievable, even with time slowed down, I still didn't hit him. Mouse, don't do this right now. Seriously, I'm taking this fight incredibly seriously. Maybe it's my inner Goku talking, but part of me feels like it's unfair that I'm coming into this gladiator fight with guns. On the other hand, if they wanted this to be a fair fight, they probably should stop throwing walking ammo dumps my way. Alright, well, let's see what Phase 2 is like. Get down! Cutscene. Hamstring him! No shield, huh? That's okay. I don't have a shield either. Oh, so now you have two of them, huh? Gladiator. Without his shield, the gladiator is more aggressive and has a wider variety of attacks. When the gladiator spins one of his flails, it returns attacks back to the player. When the gladiator's eye flashes green, he is about to strike. Dang it! I'm gonna make you pay in blood for that one life. Whoa. I gotta admit. Oh, so you wanna play jump rope, eh? I can dig that. I think I just heard the chorus chant, rip and tear. My name is Doom Guy, and I'm here to rhyme. Jump a double Dutch here and Sentinel Prime. Time to die. Now beat his face in. Oh, dig. Soul token.
This stops nothing.
Does it?
Earth will be consumed, regardless of what... Fool.
And now the Sentinels are after me. Boys, do you really want to do this? Is there in any way you think this is a good idea?
The portal is ready. We should leave immediately.
Seriously, Vega? Hell Priest eliminated. Blood Punch upgraded. Glory kills on heavy demons will now instantly charge a Blood Punch. That was an incredible level. Let's see. Achievement unlocked. Thumbs down. Ah. Reference to Gladiator. Corruption cleansed. Not really, no, because this place is corrupt, but it's not corrupt from a demonic presence. I wonder if level 4 was the Astro skin. If it was, that'd be cool. And I think these are like the icons that you can have, and these are the banners, which means if I make it to level 7, I think I might be able to get a Doom Marauder skin. If I make it to level 10, well, looks like I have something to go towards. I wonder if I can farm points. Like if I farm points by redoing levels. Man, that episode was really insane, wasn't it? It was awesome! So much cool. But also, I'm still kind of disappointed though, because like the Gladiator boss wasn't all that bad. Like, basically I knew that there were going to be 2 phases. The first phase was basically kind of easy, but I ended up losing 2 lives on the second phase. The problem is that I really do believe that if not for, like, the multitude of little guys coming at me, I honestly would have been able to get through that without dying. It's just that basically, you want to focus on taking out the big guy as quickly as possible, because he's fast, and it seemed like he was able to dodge my rockets there for a while. But we got, like, a whole lot of exposition about this game, and I gotta say, the lore of this game is basically finally scratching me right where I itch. Basically speaking, like, I've been waiting for Doom to basically get lore like this for a long time, because it really is. This game, you really do have deluxe skin. Crimson? I've got a new skin? Well, we know what we're doing in the next video. It just really does seem like, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? That, like, it feels like Doom has been leading up to, like, something like this for a while now. Literally, the makers of Doom, even though they didn't want there to be too much story in the game, they stumbled upon a really great story, and now they're finally flexing that idea. So, it might be simple, it might be straightforward, the main protagonist might have no character to speak of, but at the end of the day, it's just entertaining to watch. I'm not gonna pretend like this stuff is high art or high fantasy, but it is still putting a smile on my face. So, anyways, that is all the time that I have for this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment on the comment section below. Be sure to like it and share it with your friends. If you want to keep up to date with a continuation of Doom Eternal coming at you in the future, then be sure to smash that subscribe button like you're smashing a demonic mace into the ugly face of a friggin' deep gladiator demon. And ring that bell for notifications. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Later!